Alright, what's up, y'all? It's me, it's your boy, Mr. D, back at it again with a formatting video that is going to try to take a lot of random formatting topics and throw them all together, just so you have a one-stop shop to kind of make sure your essay is in the right place to turn in. Let's start first things first, which is like the most simple level, font. If you want to change all the font in your paper to Times New Roman size 12, which is what it should be, press the Control and A button. That will select everything in the paper, and then just give it a nice Times New Roman. You'll probably start in Calibri, go to Times New Roman, size 12. Okay. Notice the header here has your name. I'm not really particular about the other stuff. I would prefer, actually, that's not here. I probably don't need Mr. Dale, like I know I'm me, but probably want something about the assignment. So essay 4 is good. Class and period is good. Date is all right. It's negotiable. I don't really care. Now, Control A will get you Times New Roman size 12 everywhere except one place, which is in the header. You're going to have to do that manually. So let's first go over about how to create a header with a page number, and then we'll worry about formatting. So what you're going to do is you're going to double click on this top area on page 1. That will automatically open up the header footer menu page. Then what you're going to want to do is go over to the page number, click on that. We want the top of the page, and then we want the right side. Feeling good? Put your last name before and then press spacebar. We're almost there. Press Control A, go back to the home menu, Times New Roman, size 12, and we are chilling. We now have a header and page number for each page. Feels great, man. Notice we have the title, center formatted, or center justified rather, just this little button right here, if you need reminding. We have a paragraph appropriately indented. When we have a quotation, which I will zoom in on here, we have a quotation. The end of the quotation, there is one space, then a parenthetical citation right here, and then a period. Yes, the period goes after the parenthetical citation. There is one instance where that's not the case, and we'll go over that in a second. But generally, you should always be putting the period after the parenthetical citation. Notice how this is a quotation used to help this writer's introductory paragraph, but they are citing with a parenthetical entry the quotation that helps their intro. Please, 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 if you are using song lyrics, if you are using a quote from a famous person, a quote from another author, you must cite where you found that quotation, which is usually a web page. If we go down here, this is actually cited from a poem, but that poem was found on archive.org, so this is a correct citation for that intro hook. So not only a parenthetical citation, but also a works cited entry. I will mark you down for this. Please do it. Okay, other stuff we're going to find here. We have title of a novel in italics. You love to see that. Other topics. Here's one thing to discuss. Notice how there is the author's last name and page number, and then the author's last name and page number, then author's last name and page number. That's actually a pretty rare instance here. The reason that the author's last name and page number is in all three of these citations is because the writer is switching from one author to another. We have Hawkins here, so you need to know who's writing and page number. Then you're switching to Achebe, so you put the author's last name. Then you switch back to Hawkins, you put the author's last name. But notice how we're going to have Hawkins in this quotation. The next quotation is also from Hawkins. In the instance where we do not switch, where we stay the same, you can just put page number, okay? So it's actually incorrect to write the author's last name every time. You're just being lazy. All you need to think about is, did I switch who I was citing? If I switched, I have to write the last name. If I didn't, I can stick to page number or line number, whichever one is more appropriate. Let's talk about works cited real quick. We should notice down here that the works cited has the words works cited at the top, center justified. That's important. It's on its own page. Let's say that we had more writing here that pushed the works cited right here. How would we create our own page for the works cited? Well, press enter, create a little line, go up here to the insert tab, press page break, voila, we're on our own page. So that's feeling good. Notice that the entries are alphabetized A, H, S. That's important. They must be alphabetized. Notice how the first line is not indented, but the second line is. Mr. D, I don't know how to do that. How do you do that fancy move? Well, there's two ways. The first way is, let's say this is your normal entry. You've just written it without any indentation. Then when you're finally done, you can put your cursor at the end of the first line, press tab, voila, you're chilling. There's actually a more complicated way to do this, which is to select the whole thing, right click, go to paragraph, find advanced options, click on hanging, and that will actually make this happen for you too. But I find that actually a little bit less convenient than just doing the fancy indent trick. So either one's fine with me. Let's talk next about block quotes. Okay, some of my students love to use block quotes. You should be careful with block quotes. Okay, inherently it means you're using a longer quotation, and the longer the quotation is, the more of it you should be using. It's like a buffet. Okay, I'm going to charge you for what you don't eat. All right, you can take as much as you want, but you better comment on it. And really, you don't have the space to comment on huge quotations in a short 5-paragraph essay. Okay, so here's the rule for block quotes. I want 2 block quotes maximum in your paper. That's it, no more than 2. But let's say you have a long quotation, which is just so good, you really need to use it. Okay, and it's about 5 lines. So let me write that out. Okay, 5 lines. Sorry, this got messed up in terms of the formatting. Let me just change this back to... Why is that not going back? Oh, because it's all one word. Okay, sorry. I know these aren't these aren't real words. So let's say blah blah blah. I should have figured that out quicker. Blah blah blah. And now we've got a 5-line quotation or so. We're going to need to put this in a block quote. What are the steps for doing that? First, we're going to have to change the lead-in to end with a colon. Okay, it's just how block quotes work. So instead of the normal grammatical integration, we're going to try to find a way to use a colon. So for example, Hawkins explains that Conrad believes that Europeans don't live up to their standards. Okay, and we can probably take this line out because we just said that. Or maybe we can repeat ourselves, not a big deal. Okay, so then once we have that colon, we're going to press enter and put the quotation on its own line. We're going to select the quotation, and actually we're going to create a line after the quotation too. Okay, so just have the quotation starting on its own line, ending on its own line. And now here are the steps. First things first, the most obvious dramatic marker of a block quote is that it is indented. So you can press tab, or you can press the increase indent button up here, put it on its own kind of separate place. That's a feels good, man. Next thing you got to do, get rid of the quotation marks. But Mr. D, it's a quotation. You can't just get rid of the quotation mark. Yeah, we know it's a quotation. It's signified by it being indented and being a block quote. We got it. Okay. Another thing you do is, shockingly, you want to take the parenthetical and put it after the period now. Yes, a block quote is the rare exception where the period goes before the parenthetical. Okay, this is an exception to the rule. Other than that, I believe those are the formatting issues relevant to a block quote. Do not indent the commentary that follows your block quote because it's not a new paragraph. You're continuing the same paragraph. It's just you had a big quotation. You would only indent here if this is truly a new paragraph with a new topic sentence, which it should not be. Okay. One thing to avoid here is I hate when I see the block quotes with like giant spaces here. It's unnecessary. It wastes space. It's hard to look at. Just keep it nice and snug. Okay. If you want a single space and go up here to spacing options and you want to go back to 1.0 for the block quote so it takes up less space, that's fine. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Just don't have gigantic like space issues. Okay. That's block quote stuff. Other topics. If I ask you to turn in an outline, do you know how to do that? Let's take a look on a separate page. Okay. A lot of my students get very confused when I ask them to use the Microsoft Word outline function. It's really not confusing. It's in fact very good for keeping your thoughts organized when you're brainstorming for a paper. What you're going to do is you're going to go up here. See my cursor? You're not going to go to the bulleted list. You're going to go one over to a numbered list. And then if you click on this little drop down, you get multiple options of what you want to start your list with. I like to start with Roman numerals. You should start with Roman numerals. It's just my favorite. So we're going to put our thesis. Then if you press enter, you're going to go to a new line. Let's say we put topic sentence 1. One should eat pizza every day. Woo! Okay. Next line, enter. Now we need to put concrete details. To move in one level, we're either going to press tab or we're going to press this increase indent button. All right, so here's CD1, blah, blah, blah. Let's see if we still have blah, blah, blah. Nope, we need to copy paste that again. CD1, I'm probably going to have you put CD1 in quotation marks for a essay outline and with a citation. And this is probably going to be a full sentence. Mr. D indicates the importance of pizza when he notes that. Okay, probably going to have 3 of these. I'm just going to copy it for convenience's sake. So boom, boom. Now you've got your 3 CDs for topic sentence 1. How do I get back to this level, Mr. D? Oh my God. You have 2 options. First, you can press Shift Tab. That moves you backwards. Or you can press the decrease indent. And now we're going to play this game again. Okay, same thing. You know what this is going to be. Boom. And then boom, boom, boom. And then we're good. That is our outline. So we have a thesis, topic sentence 1, 3 CDs, full sentences with quotation and parenthetical. Topic sentence 2, 3 CDs. Okay, these should be obviously CD2, CD3, 2, CD3, TS3, CD2, 3. You get the point. Okay, that's what an outline should functionally look like. Some of my students get very confused and they say, Mr. D, you said something about like outlines and stuff, man. And I like searched for it and I found in view, the outline view. Does that look good to you? Does that look like what I want? No one has ever wanted to use outline view. It sucks. I want the outline function, which is technically the numbered list function. Okay. Hopefully that's been helpful. Right there, didn't need to do that. All right, that's kind of a compilation of different formatting questions. Feel free to review this video. Before you turn in your essay, make sure it's really nice and perfect. You don't want to lose any points on silly formatting things that you can easily take care of. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your paper.